In this video, I will demonstrate deploying an SCv3000 Series array with iSCSI I/O cards. Launch the Dell Storage Manager client. Click on Discover and configure uninitialized storage sensors. Review the required information. It is recommended to collect all of this information before continuing. Click Next to continue. The client will discover uninitialized storage centers on the network. If you have multiple uninitialized storage centers, use the service tag to find and select the storage center you would like to deploy. If the storage center is not discovered, the deployment guide has additional methods to deploy the storage center that bypasses the discovery on your network. All fields are required except for the secondary DNS server. The storage center requires 3 static IP addresses for management. Enter all information and click Next. Provide a new password and email address for the admin account and click Next. Review the summary page. It is recommended to use the Copy to Clipboard feature and save the configuration to a file. Click Apply Configuration to continue. Once the initialization is complete, click Next to continue. On the Create Storage Type page, make the necessary adjustments and click Next. It is recommended to use the default settings unless there are specific reasons to change. The fault-tolerant page will display the available front-end protocols. You must select at least one protocol to continue. The cabling diagrams show proper cabling for a fault-tolerant SAN with 2 switches for redundancy. Cabling must follow these guidelines for proper setup. Odd number ports will go to fault domain 1 or switch 1, while even number ports will go to fault domain 2 or switch 2. It is not necessary to cable the servers to the switches at this point. At least one pair port from the array must be cabled to continue. It is recommended to cable all front-end ports at this time if they're not already cabled. You can verify all ports are cabled on this screen. Click Next to continue. Refer to your planning document for IP addresses. It is recommended to verify the IP addresses are not in use with ping prior to configuring the IP addresses. You would be surprised by the number of issues that are caused by IP conflicts due to IP addresses being previously assigned and not recorded as in use. Do yourself a favor and verify before continuing. My subnets will be on 172.30 and 172.31. After running ipconfig, you can see my 2 NICs are on these subnets. I will first ping the iSCSI NICs and then all IP addresses that will be used for the iSCSI on the array. It is also a good idea to test afterwards to verify everything is set up properly. Once you verify all IPs are available, continue with the installation. I will now repeat for the other fault domain. As you can see, no IP addresses are in use. Enter the target IP address. Update the subnet mask if necessary. The gateway is optional and not recommended unless replication is being used to a different subnet. Enter the IP addresses for each of the iSCSI ports. They must be on the same subnet as the target IP. Click Next to go to the iSCSI setup for Fault Domain 2. Typically, Fault Domain 2 is on a separate subnet than Fault Domain 1. When using two separate isolated switches, you must use two separate subnets. Using two subnets, the iSCSI initiator will use both NICs for I/O by default. If you use one subnet, it will take advanced settings in order for the iSCSI initiator to use both NICs for I/O. Enter the target IP address, update the subnet mask if necessary, and the gateway is optional. Enter IP addresses for each of the iSCSI ports. Click Next to continue. It is recommended to use the Copy to Clipboard feature and save the configuration to a file. Click Next to continue. Provide the parameters for NTP and click Next. It is strongly recommended to configure SMTP in order to receive alerts directly from the array. The field title SMTP Mail Server is the only required field. All others are optional. Click Next to continue. It is recommended to accept the license agreement for the Support Assist System State Collection. Accepting this enables proactive service requests, automatic case creation, remote storage center upgrades, proactive notifications from technical support, and health checks. Provide the contact information. Without this information, tech support cannot proactively contact you when an issue arises. Click Next to continue. After clicking Next, the system will automatically check for storage center updates. If an update is available, it will be installed. Click Next to continue. This concludes the array's initial setup. Click Finish to open the DSM client. Verify there are no red X's in the alert section. It is recommended to leave the system in pre-production mode until the entire deployment is completed, including attaching host or setting up replication to prevent inadvertent cases from being created with tech support. After the system is switched from pre-production mode to normal mode, the user should use maintenance mode when performing maintenance to avoid creating cases with technical support. To enter and exit out of maintenance mode, click on Edit Settings. In the General tab is the option to change the operational mode. Next steps will be add host and create volumes.